I have enough? This is a question that's universal to humans. It's biological. We need to have enough to live. But when we become consumed with having enough, it controls us. Do I have enough orients us to see our lives through the lens of scarcity. Whether we have plenty or little, we feel like we always need more. We can begin to live as if we are the only ones taking care of ourselves and look for opportunities to shore ourselves up. And rather than feeling free because we have plenty, we become defensive and selfish and greedy. But there is another way to approach the question, do I have enough? In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Jesus intends for us to have life to the full, not just enough, the full. And that doesn't sound like scarcity to me. And when we orient ourselves around Jesus' intention for our lives to be full, protected, and provided for, we are in touch with God's ability to care for us. We become open to noticing how God has and is caring for us now. We shift from asking, do I have enough, to what do I have? And that question, what do I have, is the pathway to the practice of simplicity. Simplicity is a practice of acknowledging what one has been given with gratitude, letting go of what complicates our ability to love God and one another, and giving generously and freely from what we have been given. Simplicity cultivates a kind of trust in God that causes us to hold things loosely, opening up the way to generosity and justice. Now that sounds pretty good, right? Simplicity can be practiced in a multitude of ways, but what I'd like to share now is a practice to get you started on the road of simplicity. This practice is an inventory of God's graces in your life. In conversation with God, we will take stock of what you have been given as a means to discover how you might live a life of greater simplicity, freedom, and generosity. So to begin, grab a piece of paper and something to write with, and then set a timer for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And then ask yourself the question, what have I been given? Everyone has been given life and creation in the image of God. And God has made everyone in his family a blessing to others. So everyone has something they've received and something that can be given. You yourself are the greatest gift that you can give. So with this 5 minutes, jot down the indisputable facts of your life, those things that you have been given, your talents, the gifts in your personality, your relationships, your time, your energy level and health, your possessions, your experiences and education. I'm sure there's many more categories. Just write down anything that comes to mind or that God brings to your attention. And when the timer goes off, set it again for just 5 minutes. And then read through all that you have listed and thank God for what he has given you. Delight in the gift of your life and all the things that God has given you. When the timer goes off again, set it again for 5 minutes. And then read through your list and ask God for his help to identify which things are most important in this moment on your list. As you review them, notice which items generate a sense of peace, ease, and gratitude, and which generate a sense of anxiety, worry, urgency, or agitation. And then ask God, what would you have me do with all I have been given? What are you inviting me to give? What are you inviting me to let go? What good could we get up to together with what you have given me? And what do I have that would create more justice in my neighborhood? Rather than coming to answers yourself, which we are very prone to do, let God interact with you as you ponder these questions. What ideas or thoughts stir your faith, hope, and love? Follow those. The point of the practice is not to become burdened with a list of to-dos, nor to rid yourself of all your possessions, nor to give too much. Rather, the point is to notice how you relate to what you have and to let one active response to what is revealed be enough. I will say that again, let one response be enough. After the timer goes off, spend a moment in stillness with God. Just ask him for what you need to give, what he's inviting you to give. You don't have to do it alone. He will be with you and will help you as you receive the life to the full that he has for you. And then close your time of prayer in any way you like, with the intention to follow Jesus into what he's leading you to do. Then do it. God's gift to you is what he has revealed. Receive that gift by doing it. This inventory practice can be repeated at different times in your life and yield really different outcomes. So I'd recommend trying it quarterly and seeing what comes up. Over time, this orientation to provision and simplicity leads us to a lifetime of gratitude, generosity, and justice. It leads us to the life that Jesus intended for us, life to the full.